My name is Halldór Smárason, and this is STARA. I'm a composer and pianist, and I live in Hveragerði, but I originally come from Ísafjörður, which is a small town up north in the Westfjords. I studied classical piano until I was 20, and then I moved to Reykjavik to do my bachelor at the Iceland Academy of the Arts. And then I moved to New York, where I did my master's at the Manhattan School of Music, studied with Dr. Reiko Füting. I've been lucky enough to work with many great ensembles and orchestras, including Iceland Symphony Orchestra, the Radio Symphony in Stuttgart, and Ensemble Intercontemporain in Paris. Today I would like to tell you about my debut album, STARA, which was released on the Sono Luminous label in 2020. The album consists of 6 pieces that were written in 2012 to 18, and it starts with a piece called Draw Plus Play, which was specifically written for Siggy String Quartet in 2017, and it's dedicated to my personal friends and notable accordion collectors, Ásgeir Sigurðsson and Messiana Marceliusdóttir. It was recorded by Dan Shores and Dan Mercurio. We recorded STARA in my hometown of Ísafjörður, and we did it in their music hall called Hamrar, which turned out to be fantastic for classical recordings of this size, for the size of 4 to 9 instruments.
It's a wonderful room. It's both warm and intelligible, so everybody can hear themselves when they're playing.
I'm extremely honored to be able to work with them, as they really captured the sound that I was looking for. We recorded the album in fully immersive 9.1 surround, which sounds crazy, but it's something that the Sono Luminous label and the Sono Luminous recording studio specialize in, and it turned out to be really special, and I think it brought the music to its full potential.
I think that so much of your music is an experiential thing. It's not just, hey, I'm popping something on in the car and bobbing my head and all that. It really is something that engages the listener and allows them to go on a journey with you.
Right.
And so when you're able to take that and then put the listener in a completely immersed environment where they feel part of the music rather than like the music is being played to them, I feel that heightens the experience.
The second piece on the album is a chamber piece that I wrote for Thalia Ensemble for festival in Finland in Viitasaari. It's written for bass, flute, violin, piano, cello, viola, and clarinet, called Stop Breathing. It means a lot to me to go back home to do my first album there. But secondly, it created a special kind of focus for the whole group and the whole ensemble and the whole team around it, which I think would not be possible in a bigger city.
So being here, being able to be welcomed here to someplace that you know so well, you know, that you grew up in, that you feel nurtured by, that you feel strengthened by, and to which you maintain a lot of connection, obviously, you know.
Right.
To be overwhelmed by the hospitality of not only you, but also your family and everyone here has been an amazing experience, to be welcomed into the community and to have the sort of the musical and the personal experience of being here with you. Thank you. I mean, that's very real.
Thank you, man.
And we did it in June when the sun didn't set at all.
What's going on here? It's daytime all the time.
So it was a really remarkable time to be there as well, for both for the Icelanders and also for the recording team.
It gets warmer at night. Like, I mean, except for it's not really night.
Welcome.
And I chose to work with Sonoluminous, both because of their recording skills and their amazing records that they've already made with the Iceland Symphony Orchestra and other Icelandic artists that I've heard of, because their label is really strong and they are great distributors. And they were able to bring my music to a much larger audience than I would ever have been able to. The third track on the album is the title track, STARA, which is a piece that I wrote back in New York in 2012. It's the oldest piece on the album. It's dedicated to my mother, who turned blind about 15 years ago. And STARA is the Icelandic word for staring. The piece is a journey that revolves around the act of staring. When you fall into a trance and you can't stop staring at a certain point, and then you go back to reality.
I genuinely enjoy not just having the composer there, but having you there. I mean, from the beginning there was a real connection, and that only heightens the entire experience, and makes it that much more worthwhile, and I believe tangible to the listener.
Right.
At the end result.
The fourth piece on the album is called Sculptur 1, or Sculpture 1. And it's the shortest piece on the album for guitar and electronics, written in 2013 for Gulli Björnsson, an Icelandic guitarist who was studying at the Banham School of Music at the same time I was. I've got some wonderful and positive reactions to the album so far from Japan, Germany, Portugal, USA, as well as Iceland. And I'm very happy how it turned out and that it got distributed as much as I wanted. I was extremely grateful to see that STARA was nominated in 2 categories at the Icelandic Music Awards. That was a really positive acknowledgement. The 5th piece is called Blakta, and that's the most recent piece on the album. It's specifically written for Siggi String Quartet and was commissioned by the Museum of Jón Sigurðsson in Hrafnseyri, celebrating Iceland's 100 years as a free and sovereign state. Blakta, it's a verb, something that's fluttering in wind. So I'm imagining the Icelandic flag fluttering in different wind and weather conditions. So the performers on the album are, as I said before, Siggi String Quartet, a great professional string quartet that consists of Una Sveinbjarnardóttir, Helga Þóra Björgvinsdóttir, Þórunn Ósk Marinósdóttir, and Sigurður Bjarki Gunnarsson. And I've worked with them a couple of times before, and they're just a fantastic group. Other performers on the album are Emilia Rós Sigfúsdóttir, flutist, Geirþrúður Ása Guðjónsdóttir, violinist, Gulli Björnsson, guitarist, Helga Björg Arnardóttir, clarinetist, and Tinna Þorsteinsdóttir, pianist. And finally, the last piece on the album is another piece written in New York. It's called At Na, and it's sort of a puzzle where 3 letters have been removed from the puzzle. And it's based on my personal struggle with anxiety. has a very special stage setting. That's so the piano, my instrument, piano is based in the middle, and then the audience is surrounding the piano, and then the rest of the ensemble in a circle around the audience. In the following, after the release, we did 2 release concerts, one in Ísafjörður, where the album was recorded, and one in Harpa Concert Hall in Reykjavík. This album enabled me to create a portfolio of some of my best works from the recent years by hiring some of the best musicians that I've ever worked with, as well as a great recording studio and label to help me reach new and broader audience. Thank you for watching and listening. I'm looking forward to compose more music and discover more music in 2022.